everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Divinely Powered Media Show. And I'm your host, Anastasia Hay, and I'm so glad to be here today. And throughout my career, I've learned a lot about the do's for business. How to be successful, how to do a presentation, how to do a webinar, how to make a bunch of sales, how to, convert your prospects into clients, how to do a Facebook ad. I've learned all the do's. How to become a billionaire in 30 days. Honestly, I don't really believe in that. I feel like everyone has a roadmap and a blueprint that God has crafted specifically for that individual, and everyone has a different journey on how they gain their success. But today what I want to share with you is the don'ts. The don'ts to business. And honestly, I think that's something that I think that's why we all have our own individual experiences that God allows us to go through. And so you're looking at your neighbor, you're saying it's greener on the other side, but you don't know what they had to go through. You don't know the different types of steps they had to take to reach where they are. And I feel like in our case, especially as kingdom entrepreneurs, God allows us to go through certain processes so that we're able to gain wisdom, we're able to gain experience, and it's also building our character along the way. But on my journey, I've learned a lot of don'ts. But I'm not going to share with you the hundreds of don'ts that I've learned. Instead, I'm going to share with you just 5. Yes, just 5. Just going to narrow it down to just 5 so I'm not boring you or overwhelming you. So let's start off with number 1. Number 1, firstly, don't neglect your customer needs. Now, Chick-fil-A, I'll tell you this right now. If I'm on the go and I just need something quick and easy and delicious to eat, and of course, excellent customer service, I go to Chick-fil-A. And, the funniest thing about it is when I was on my way to Chick-fil-A, there was a McDonald's and a Burger King right next door. And so McDonald's is on the right hand and Burger King is on the left. No, actually McDonald's is on the left. There we go. And Burger King is on the right. There we go. And Chick-fil-A is right smack in the middle. Now, we all know that Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday. So obviously I've noticed that when Chick-fil-A is closed, Burger King is picking up a little bit in traffic and McDonald's is too. But during normal business hours, Monday through Saturday, Chick-fil-A is getting all of the customers. I'm telling you this right now. Like, I literally, on my way to Chick-fil-A, McDonald's parking lot is empty. Burger King, you got a few people going through the drive-thru, but Chick-fil-A, oh my goodness, the line is long. But one thing I could definitely say as I'm going through the line, the customer service is impeccable. They are very detail-oriented, and the pace, it goes smoothly. And so you're not stuck in the line waiting for hours and hours. I mean, as soon as they take that person's order, you're next. And they're always smiling. The employees there are always smiling. They're always in a good mood. And honestly, Chick-fil-A, based upon what I've learned and research, they treat their employees with care. They love their employees. They give their employees holiday promos. And they also pay their employees well. And for crying out loud, they're big when it comes on to family. Their morals and their values is very strong. And so a lot of these companies, unfortunately, especially in these times that we're living in, are either losing their employees. Recently, I saw on the news that employees decided not to work. Starbucks, I'm talking about Starbucks. I mean, every influencer on Instagram, when they're taking an image of their outfit of the day, they want to show an image of themselves holding a cup from Starbucks. Like, look guys, I'm really rich and I spent like $5 for a cup of coffee. Starbucks, very popular brand, and now I've noticed that Dunkin' Donuts is becoming like a big thing right now. Like, everybody wants to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Everybody's talking about Dunkin' Donuts. Something about Dunkin' Donuts has changed. But all I'm saying is, on the news recently, I see employees from Starbucks doing a riot. They're like, we're not working until you give us a higher pay. And this is Starbucks, for crying out loud. I mean, like, everyone boasts about Starbucks. Everybody talks about Starbucks. Everybody takes images of them holding a Starbucks cup and posting in their stories, posting on Instagram, and hey guys, I'm gonna run to Starbucks real quick to like get myself like a bagel and some coffee to drink. Like, you guys want to come? Like, Starbucks was the it thing. But to see the employees on the news holding a big sign saying, we're not working. We're not working until we get higher pay and benefits. Like, we need our medical benefits. Like, we want insurance for our medical, we want medical insurance. We want higher pay. One guy was saying that works there, he's like, I need to pay my rent and I'm hardly making anything. And it just breaks my heart that a company that is so successful, that makes millions, probably billions, like every single month, I'm like, how come you're not paying your employees? How come you're not caring for your employees? How come you're not treating your employees with love and appreciation? It's heartbreaking to me. I'm like, what is up with that? And so now employees are going there, the CEOs, the big bosses are flourishing, they're getting the money. So even if the economy crashes or there's inflation, I mean, they still can buy their yachts, they can still buy their nice mansions, they can still go on vacation and travel all around the world. And their employees there are suffering. Their employees cannot pay their rent, they can't buy any groceries, they can't live a life. That is heartbreaking. And so number one is don't neglect your customer needs. As a kingdom entrepreneur, when God blesses you with success, when he allows you to have the privilege of, because I would call it a privilege, to be able to hire a team, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or like Starbucks, 50. There's literally a Starbucks on every corner wherever you drive. And almost any state, California, Florida, Delaware. I mean, you list it. Almost every 50, all states have a Starbucks nearby, right? Nearby, a gas station or something like that. And you can go there and get yourself a nice cup of coffee. And so what I'm basically saying is that when God blesses you with the privilege to be able to hire a team, however small or big that team is, you want to make sure that you are not only caring for your team, but you're also caring for your customers. Really important. So once your team begins to grow, the customers, their needs become very important. And a lot of times, I feel like when companies get big and recognized and established, they don't care too much about their customers' needs anymore. It's kind of like, and then, and this is why I said, why I'm talking about the employees, why I'm backing up a little bit and talking about employees is because how you treat your employees can make an impact on how your employees treat the customers. Now, if you are not paying your employees good, if you're not giving them benefits, if you're not making them feel appreciated, then what's going to happen? While you're up there kicking your feet up and enjoying life, your employees are unhappy and they're coming to work with a pout on their face. They're upset, they're frustrated, and so customers can feel that. They can feel that. They can feel the presence of their anger and their frustration. They can feel that. And what it does, it pushes away customers. Customers probably don't want to end up shopping there anymore, or they don't want to continue to do business with that particular company. Chick-fil-A, on the other hand, that's why I brought up Chick-fil-A in the first place, because yeah, Chick-fil-A is on point. I mean, they are reputable not just for their tasty, delicious fast food, but they are reputable because they have excellent customer service. But behind that excellent customer service is happy employees. We as kingdom entrepreneurs, we have to realize that when all is said and done, when God blesses us and increases us and takes us to the next level of success, whether we are called to be millionaires, billionaires, or zillionaires like Elon Musk, we have the opportunity to make a change. We have the opportunity to help better the lives of others. And so our employees are the one that helps to keep our business going. You get to lay down and sleep and rest and relax and then ching, 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 every time you're getting a notification from your bank that you just received a deposit. Do you know how exciting that is? You're making money while you're sleeping. And you know who's out there doing the hard work? Your employees. Yes, they are. They are the one that's grinding for you and making sure that they're helping you to bring in those sales. But if your employees are unhappy, you know what's going to happen? They're going to make your customers unhappy. So I wanted to share that background real quick. Now we're back to customer needs. So take care of your customers. Making sure you're prioritizing your customers. If your customers need to do a return for an item, maybe you have a boutique or a clothing store and they purchase something from you. This is your time to make sure you're helping out your customers, either giving them a discount or allowing them to return or allowing them to do an exchange. But treating your customers with respect and acknowledging their needs is so important. You don't want to damage the reputation of your company. Number 2, don't overpromise and underdeliver. I've seen this countless times throughout my career, especially when I started my first business, how, a lot of top-notch entrepreneurs would put out these amazing ads and they would overpromise and underdeliver. Like when you finally book their service or book their consultation or decide to purchase their product, oh, there's no delivery. And they just made $1,500 within 30 minutes, just like that. But you did not get what you promised. Now, we as entrepreneurs who are working for God's kingdom, we have to do things differently. Transparency is absolutely important. Being authentic is very important. Communicating properly is necessary. So don't ever tell a potential customer, prospect, whomever, that this is what you're going to do and you promise that this is how it's going to be. Like, I'm going to help you to get rich in 30 days. And then the person purchases your package or your product or your service and nothing's delivered. They're not rich in 30 days. Do not overpromise. So I've noticed that when I click on some of these Facebook ads, oh my goodness, I could definitely say the marketing is on point, definitely. And, the storytelling is remarkable. Everything from the copywriting is excellent. And I look into it and I'm like, wow, I'm sold. And then you click on it, the landing page looks great, the funnel is on point, and then you get right down to the bottom and I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad that you're being honest. That's what I love. I love honesty. I love transparency. You go right down to the bottom and in fine print it says, this is not guaranteed for everyone. The ad that talks about, hey, we can help you make this amount of sales in this amount of days or this amount of month or within this time frame. And so they make sure they cover themselves by putting in fine print that this is not guaranteed for everyone. ... Keep it real. Be absolutely honest when it comes to delivering a message, when it comes to how you want to, serve your potential customers, how you want to get a service or a product across. Make sure you're being honest. Make sure you're being transparent. Make sure you're being fluent. Number 3, don't ignore financial management. When your business starts making money, this is not a time to be idle spending. I've seen this happen with startups. They start their business, they get some sales here, they get some sales there, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just made my first sale. I'm going shopping. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go buy myself a huge house or a nice Benz, and they begin to just spend and spend. But they're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about, oh my goodness, what if I have a slow month? Or a slow, what if quarter 3 or quarter 4 or quarter 5 is slow? They don't have a game plan. They're not putting things into its proper perspective. And so financial management is so important when it comes to running your business. When your business begins to make money, this is your time to take that very money that you made from your business and invest back into your business. That is a big no-no. That's a big red flag. Don't ever do that. There are so many startups that find themselves in bankruptcy or worse, in financial debt. Yeah. They are spending crazy money off their credit cards and they're unable to pay it back. They're borrowing loads, unable to pay it back, and the list goes on. When you see yourself making massive sales for your business, you take that same revenue that you've made and invest it back into your business in marketing and ads and purchasing products, whatever that case may be, whatever your business is in need, especially as it's elevating. You go ahead and take that fund and invest it back into your business. That's your own capital. Don't take it for granted. Number 4, don't resist change. There was a time in my life where I felt stagnant. I'll be honest with you. I felt very stagnant with my styling business. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, there has to be more to this, and that kind of stagnancy made me cry. And it almost led me to depression. I'll be honest with you. But then I realized it's time for a change. Change is so scary. We get so caught up in just being in the bubble, being in our comfort zone. We don't step out the box. We don't do anything different. And we're expecting different results, but we're not willing to change. Changing the logo, or changing your website, or changing the way you dress, or changing your elevator pitch, or improving your presentation of how you present your business. Because a lot of times the way one may present their business in the past may not be relative or all that engaging or attractive when presented again. So there are times when, I'll use Stitch Fix as a perfect example. Stitch Fix recently updated their logo. They had a certain type of logo at one point and they recently changed it. And so at some point, you are going to want to change something about changing. If nothing needs to be changed, then don't change it. But at some point, there's going to be a shift. You're going to want to take a different approach on your business. And this is simply for growth. This is simply for elevation. So now you look at your business and you're like, okay, well, this is not working anymore. Or, hey, this is working, but what is the next thing that I can do? So for me, for example, and I've shared this with you countless times in previous episodes, but I'm sharing with you again. Because I don't know if I'm speaking to a new audience. Could be somebody else new that's watching this. Anyways, this time around, so I went right back to the whiteboard and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, so Anastasia Styling is doing this is going well, this is amazing, portfolio's built up, got the clients, got the reviews, and I'm like, okay, now I started listening to my clients' feedback. I started hearing some of the concerns that they've had, and now I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be stagnant anymore. I don't want to feel like that this is all there is to Anastasia Styling. Just like, hey, here's a cute outfit. God bless you. Take care. I'm like, I want to add more value. I want to give something more to my customers. I want to make sure that when they come to Anastasia Styling, they're not only looking their best, but they're feeling their best. There's a transformation. This can be implemented in almost every area of their life, every aspect, dating, marriage, business, everything. Like their overall life is improved. So I started thinking about courses. I started thinking about clothing. I started thinking about coaching. So all of these different things were coming to mind. But at some point of your life, you're going to feel that nudge that it's time for a change. You have some people who have been living in the same location, same home for years. Their mother and father lived in that home, passed it on to them, and they've been living there and improving on it and working on it. But after a while, it's like, they're like, you know what? Now they're married, they have children. They're like, I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to change locations. I'm ready to change this home and get a new home. Or it's like your walls. You look at your walls, you have the same white walls for years, and eventually you're like, you know what? I'm ready to change the color of these walls. I want it to be tan, beige, blue. Change my atmosphere, brighten up my living room, or brighten up my bedroom. Change is good. Change is really good, but sometimes change can be somewhat scary because it causes one to get out of their comfort zone, causes one to think out of their normal way of thinking, think out of the box, become more innovative, get to explore their imagination. some of those dreams, those hidden dreams, those dreams deep within. Now it's time to unveil it. And there's always necessary steps for you to take and to prepare for that change. So I'd say it's worth it. And it boils down to, what do I want to change? You take a note of that. I took a note of what I want to change in my company. I'm like, you know what, I want to change, my branding message. I want to change my copywriting. I want to change my website. I want to change something to attract not just this particular client that I used to attract, but maybe bigger companies. So it really depends on your goal, but always remember, don't resist change. When it's time to change, do it. Trends come and go. Technology is advancing. AI is a big thing. As a business owner, you always want to know what is current, what is trending, what is most spoken about, what are people most interested in, and how can I align my business with what's changing in the world. So that's another way for you to see that. So you don't want to be sticking to outdated methods. It's very important to be sticking with current methods. So lastly, number 5, don't operate without a clear vision. I've seen this countless times. I was able to share my testimony in church because it was praise report day. And I was like, yes, I'm going to share my testimony because God has been doing great things. And, a lot of times people, pastors or just entrepreneurs in general, or people who hate their 9-to-5 will say, you know what, you need to go get your own business. You need to turn your hobby into a full-time business and leave these jobs. But the thing about it is that what they're sharing with you, are they giving you a plan? Are they saying, make sure you have a clear vision? I've heard this countless times. People are just quitting their job. They're like, I'm sick and tired of my boss telling me what to do. And they quit their jobs and they're homeless. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. It's so important to have a clear vision. So when I was sharing my testimony, I stood up with my head up high, and I was so happy and so excited that I got to share my testimony, that God blessed me to take my business to the next level. But I looked at the audience and I said, listen here, and listen to me very carefully. I would never ever tell anyone to quit their 9-to-5 and go start a business without a plan, without a clear vision. I said, I knew for a fact the Lord called me out. I've went to countless revivals and conferences, and prophets will call me out and say, woman of God, God has called you to be an entrepreneur. And I'm like, really? No wonder why I every time I get a job, these bosses just, they're always on my case. I'm like, how come you're not talking to Samantha? Why are you always picking on me? Why are you always picking on me? It's because they saw the leadership in me, and I didn't even realize it. But confirmation. God always gives you a confirmation, because I always wanted to start a business, but God confirmed with whatever I was feeling in my heart. That's what I needed to go through with. But let me tell you something. I did not quit my 9-to-5 just like that and said, oh yeah, well, God has called me to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to quit my job. Nope. I had a clear vision. How am I going to start this? How is it going to bring in income? Is it sustainable? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Are people attracted to this? Will they pay for this? The list goes on. Have a clear vision. It's important. A business without a mission or a vision is doomed for failure. I will say this again. A business without a mission or a vision is doomed for failure. So don't be the one to quit your 9-to-5 without a clear vision and end up putting your children, maybe if you have a family, putting them at risk, end up homeless, can't pay your bills. Make sure you have a clear vision. Make sure you have set goals. Make sure you have a beginning, middle, and end. And let me tell you something right now. The middle is hard. A lot of people don't talk about the middle. They always talk about, oh, in the beginning, I started this. And then they get straight to the end. And I made 6-figure. But they don't talk about the middle. The process, the grinding, the missed sleep, the dedication, the discipline, the sacrifices. They don't talk about that. So I'm here to be very transparent with you, because I'm all about transparency. Have that clear vision. And so that is it for today. The 5 don'ts to business. I really hope I inspired you today, and I hope you're feeling excited to start your business, and I hope you took notes. So here at Divinely Empowered Media, we're all about spotlighting kingdom entrepreneurs who have massive stories, whether you're a startup or a small business, or you're ready to take your business to the next level and want to bring forth more exposure. Being a guest on this show, I mean, you will get explicit exposure, like literally. We are in the homes of 100,000 viewers. Yes, here on CBN, you'll be spotlighted. Everybody will get to hear about your business. So that's a great way to advertise. But for more information, head over to our website, www.divinelympoweredmedia.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Divinely Empowered Media. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, click that subscribe button and subscribe to us and continue to stay on the journey. Until next time, God bless.
Reaching out to those that are seeking counseling today. My name is Dr. Rose, Certified Life Coach, founder of Chain Breaking Christian Counseling. Here at Chain Breaking Christian Counseling, we have 3 different types of services. We have premarital counseling, we have grief counseling, and also deliverance coaching. So whether you are preparing for a godly marriage, or you're grieving over a loved one or a child, or even your marriage, or if you're seeking deliverance from any type of trauma, anxiety, stress, or even spiritual warfare, we specialize in helping you navigate life challenge with faith-based counseling and coaching tailored to your need. We are here to embark with you on this journey of freedom. So book a 20 minutes complimentary session with us by calling us at 877-890-8517, or you can reach out to us on our website, chainbreakingchristiancounseling.com. Have a good day.